with hopes that maybe I'll get a chance to see you when I close my eyes. I'm going out of my head. I'm lost in a fairy tale. Can you hold my hand and be my guide? Clouds filled with stars cover your skies.
Alrighty, hey y'all, hey guys, what's up? We are here with JZidor. Jay, how are you?
I am doing great. I'm so excited to be here. This is really like a full circle moment. So I'm really, really excited.
Come on, full circle. No, we're so happy to have you. Oh my goodness. So, I mean, how are you? How is everything?
Everything is going good. I really feel like I don't know what we all believe in, who's ever watching this, but I really feel like the universe has really blessed me within the last year. Because last year, if I'm gonna be fully transparent, last year I was in jail. And so this year I'm buying Gucci slides. So I mean, get into that.
Okay, jail from jail to Gucci slides. That's the headline
Okay,
right
from jail
there.
shoes to Gucci shoes. How you doing?
Period. Okay. So we were on the come up in 2024. That's great. That's awesome.
Right. We really are. I'm really blessed.
Yes. So speaking of 2024, you dropped a song this year
Hmm.
that I was listening to. Is Zoned In.
Yes.
Uh, very summery type vibe, very island type vibe. Can you tell us about that song?
So the interesting thing about that song is that I didn't write it for me. I actually wrote it for a female artist. I was just doing caution to the wind, and I went on the R&B singer's Monica Instagram account, and I saw that she had her email up. I reached out to the email. They reached back out surprisingly, and I didn't have a song because I didn't think they were going to reach out. So I was just like, whatever. And so when they reached out, I literally wrote "Zoned In" within a week. And when
Wow.
I reached back out to them to be like, "Hey, I got a song," I never heard back. So I started shopping it to other artists. Well, I won't say shopping it, not in the traditional sense, but shopping it, like just reaching out. And so I reached out to a amazing producer. I'm sure you guys know his name, Emenike. He's a
Oh
like
yes,
in my book, he's a legendary producer. He's worked with
yes. He's
everybody.
fantastic.
My favorite group that he worked with is Little Mix. I'm a big Little Mix fan, and so I
Or a
reached out
mixer,
to
as they call
him.
him.
Okay, and I reached out to him because I wanted to present the song to Flo, the girl group Flo, and
Yes.
unfortunately, if you listen to their album and you listen to Zone In, it kind of doesn't match the sequence. So that's pretty much what he told me at the time. And I tried to shop it to Chloe Bailey, and but obviously it was divinely meant for myself because the success of the song has really like just shattered my imagination. Like I'm so grateful that that this moment is happening for me because I've always wanted, to really do this thing professionally. And the fact that I have a song like Zoned In that's just captivating, you know, everyone at this point is just really, it's just really mind blowing, bro. Like, to be honest with you, if I'm gonna be real.
Yeah, for sure. So, what about the song made you decide, this is like I'm keeping this. You wrote this song from the female perspective, you
Hmm.
shopped it around, you gave it, attempted to send it off to different people. Like, what made you say, nope, that's for me?
My producer, the guy who I record with, he was like, he literally was like, why don't you just sing it for yourself? And like in that moment, looking back at it, I was like, I realized that I'm one of those writers that can literally like shut it off for me and then write for somebody else, and then like shut it off for them and write for myself. And so when like I said, I reached out to the email, and when Monica's team or whomever reached back out, uh, and they were like, "Hey, yeah, we're interested." And I just was thinking like, what would I want Monica to say? Like, because I'm a big Monica fan, and I never really heard Monica sing something like this before, and I just wanted a new like, because if you go on Monica Instagram page, Monica's like giving it, and I just really wanted something that could match that energy for her. At least
Yeah.
from my perspective, I don't know Monica personally. I met her a few
Yeah.
times, but I just wanted something real saucy for her. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like I said, I was shopping it. I didn't hear back, and my producer was like, "Why don't you keep it for yourself?" And I loved the song, so I was like, "Well, let me change pussy and put bussy." You know what I mean? Like, let me just make it me.
Come on,
And
Bussy.
and I did, and I'm like I said, I'm just so in awe of the success of it and the continued success of it because I still don't feel like everybody has heard it yet, but we on Gay Magazine, so we're making our way.
Okay, period, period. Yes, 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 of course. Y'all make sure y'all go check that one out. So
Please.
I want to back up. Yes, I want to back up a little bit. So, every artist has an origin story, every artist has a beginning. Um, and I'm just curious to know, at what age did you say, you know, what age did you decide, what, this music thing, I'm taking this seriously. Where how, talk about that for us.
I know the exact age I was when I said I wanted to become a singer. I was 9 years old. So like you said, every artist have an origin story. The first 10 years of my life, I lived in like a homeless shelter. I lived in maybe like 5 to 6 homeless shelters. Um, at an early age, and I remember and we lived in one spot twice. And I remember when we moved to that one particular shelter for the second time, I fell in love with the group called Destiny's Child. And I wanted to sing with Destiny's Child so bad. And I was like, well, the only way I'm gonna sing with Destiny's Child is if I become a singer. And that was like the initial thing. But as I grew to develop my voice and to develop my ear and my writing, it became less about singing with them, even though we still love DC4 and DC3. It became more about what I wanted to represent. And then as I got into my 20s, I was like, I really want to be a voice for LGBT artists. You know what I mean? Because at that particular time, we didn't have the plethora of artists that we have now. We have Little Nas X, we have Saucy Santana, we have Vincent. Um, and I can't wait for up and coming artists to be like, we have those people and we have JZidor as well. So that's really the where I'm at right now. And I just want to just spread more awareness because I really, and I don't want to, I know this might sound arrogant, but I really feel like I was put on this earth to do this. And despite, because we all have a confidence issue. Like, I'm not the most confident bitch in the world. I mean, I look good, but hey, sometimes you don't feel how you look every
Okay.
time. But
Okay. Right, that part.
somebody just called me, my bad.
Oh, okay.
Uh, I just want to be a representation for black period, black queer period, and just good music. Like we living in a time right now where uh what is it called when parasocial relationships. I feel like the celebrity culture is dying. The celebrity culture that we grew up in is dying, and
Very
I
much,
feel
yeah.
like it's time for a new crop of artists to come up. And I really feel like even though I did the American Idol thing, I feel like it's more now than ever before. If that makes sense.
Yes, yes. So I'm happy you touched on American Idol, and you talked, about going in your 20s. That is something huge that you did. You were on season 13 of American Idol. You got yeses by all three judges.
I
Um,
did. Wait, how
how?
they do it? How they do it?
Yeah. Okay. No, all the three yeses. Come on, come on.
you know,
Celebration. We're celebrating.
it
Um,
was a celebration.
yes. So can you walk me through, first, how did you decide to go in that direction? And why? Were you inspired by past seasons? Did you just decide to go out on a limb? Like how did you decide to actually audition?
So my American Idol journey started way before I even got on the show. I remember because when the show came out, I was maybe like 12 or 13 or something like that. And I remember watching the commercials for not even the first episode, but the commercials for the show. And I remember me saying, I'm going to be on the show. Like I'm going to win. I'm going to be on the show. I'm going to win the show from watching the preview commercials for the first season.
Come on,
And in
manifest.
2000, I want to say 2007, maybe 2006, somewhere around that time, they came back to Miami for the second time. I auditioned, and I didn't make it there. And I ended up going to Job Corps. Shout out to all the girls that went to Job Corps. I ended up going to Job Corps and meeting a friend there, and his mom worked for Delta, and then he later worked for Delta, and then he would always tell me about the the travel benefits and the travel perks. And I said, well, one day I'm gonna get a job at Delta, and I'm going to fly to every American Idol audition. And I literally like manifested that. And so the summer of 2013, so the timeline kind of goes like this. I got the job at Delta in 2012. I auditioned in 2013, and my episode of American Idol premiered January of 2014. So it was like back to back to back. And it was just like wow to me. And I was like, it's so weird because you don't really think about it at the moment, but when you looking back on it, since it's like my 10-year anniversary of the show, of me being on the show, it's one of those things where it's just like, I can't believe that happened in that sequence. You know what I mean? It was just like an amazing moment that I'm really like grateful for. I'm
Yes,
sorry if
yes.
that was a little
So
long winded.
no, 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 no. You told it all. You gave everything I needed and more. So as far as competing on the show, do you feel like as if quite possibly like maybe your identity got in the way of you furthering? I mean, you got very far. You were a semifinalist.
Mm-hmm.
You think back a decade ago, we kind of were coming around to being more inclusive and stuff like that. Or do you think that it was just timing in life? You think that's what it was?
I really do think that it was that a little bit. I hate to pull the gay card. I hate to pull the black card. You know what I
God.
mean? But it's really one of those things where it was just like the reason why I know homophobia was in the mix because people would say that I couldn't sing, like in the comments on YouTube and on Twitter. And I was like, in my head, I was like, I ain't ever meet a bitch in my life that said I couldn't sing. So, like,
Okay.
you know what I
Clearly,
mean?
you got on the show. You could sing. You could sing. Okay.
You know what I mean? So it was like weird to me for me to see those kind of comments, but then I had to realize like that was just their way of judging me off of my sexuality and not even giving me a chance. It really wasn't until
Yes.
I sung "I'm Going Down" by Rose Royce, but everybody know Mary J. Blige made her own cover of it.
Yeah.
And so it wasn't until that when I saw the tides kind of turn. But to be honest with you, I was playing it. So the JZidor that you see right now isn't the JZidor that was 10 years ago. And I was very insecure about my voice. I was very self-conscious about my voice. I really did not believe in myself. And so it was one of those things that even though I knew I could sing, I didn't realize how TV worked at the time either. So I
Yeah.
was
Okay.
I I didn't realize and I didn't realize how big my personality was.
Right.
So the camera and the production loved me. And so I feel
Yes.
like I kind of played into that a little too much is versus
Ah.
keeping it because for some reason I couldn't I was like, oh, they probably like me more because I'm funny. But that was because of my own insecurities at the time. And I like I said, I didn't really believe in myself that much. So it was really like well, shit, I'm on this show, so I gotta do something. You know what I mean? I gotta. So I feel like I played more into the caricature of who I was instead of letting my talent speak for myself. But I didn't even really believe my talent that much. So how can I expect America to? But we believing in the
Gotcha.
now. Okay, zoned in is out.
Okay.
Screaming up.
Just to wrap that chapter up. Do you feel like maybe you were produced to be that way, or do you feel like that sometimes in these scenarios we're kind of pigeonholed into being what these producers and what these town people want from us? Do you feel like you were kind of coddled and pushed into that direction, or do you think that I've heard quite a few stories like that on a lot of people that compete in these shows.
Mm-hmm.
um I guess for the average person, how much would you say of your experience was like 100% real and authentic, or do you think it really was just a kind of like more produced TV show? How would you frame
I
that?
wouldn't. I don't think people understand America. I think there's a lot of people who get off of American Idol and that are very like, what's the word? I don't want to say burdened, but more like they're like, what's the word? Help me out, friend. They're more like sour about the situation.
Gotcha. Upset. That's what
So
you're saying. Sour, maybe.
they use that excuse of, oh, in my me and my situation, it was one of those things where I felt like there was only one instance where there was this girl who, so on American Idol we have Hollywood Week, and so I was placed in a group, but I ended up leaving that group, and then I ended up going to another group, and then the girl that I went to the new group with, she ended up not wanting to be on the show anymore. So they kind of wanted me to like zhuzh it up a little bit for the camera. But this is like a few years after like Rihanna and Chris Brown. So I was like, y'all not to get my gay ass on TV clowning a black woman. You got me fucked up. Like it ain't going down like that. So, but I still had to gather her by her edges because she possibly was throwing the competition for me and another contestant. So I had to like I tried to play it safe because I didn't want to come off like the black guy or the big gay guy like attacking the girl. You get what I'm saying? But that would probably be the only thing that I think that they were trying to make me that they were trying to produce. But outside of that,
Yeah.
I really feel like I was really myself. Like I really when I came in crawling on the floor, I really thought of that before, like for weeks before I even got to that point. So a lot of it
Okay.
was me.
That's great. You did what you need to do in that moment. Again, this is dating back to what, a decade ago, and when we
Yeah.
weren't living in as inclusive times. I feel like you said earlier, a lot of kind of like the celebrity culture and all these like things are dying out, so a lot of people are revealing their truth. So it's good to hear, you even had like your own sense of self then, just because there are horror stories. So you know you you exit the competition, and what doors do you think opened up for you because of American Idol?
None.
No doors.
No doors.
Wow. Why do you think that
Honey,
is? Why do you think
I'm
that is?
trying to
You
get
think
through the
it's
chimney, okay?
okay?
No, but
Not
honestly,
the
like
chimney.
no, but honestly, it really, really it has opened doors in the sense of me. Like if I wanted to get like a 9 to 5, I be in an interview and be like, hey, I was on American Idol, and it would help me in that aspect. But helping me get further in the industry, it really didn't, and it kind of made me very like bitter, to be honest with you, because I would email people. That's why I'm so thankful for Gay Magazine. That's why I'm so thankful for T.S. Madison. That's why I'm so thankful for Hollywood Unlocked, because you guys gave a motherfucker a chance when nobody would. And I remember, and not to, I don't want to be messy, but I like to reveal my truth. But
Oh no,
like
tell it. Tell it.
even with like the Terrell Grace the show, the song association show.
Yes, yes.
Um even with him, like he had like 2 people on my season that were on my. One of them was my roommate, and I
Wow.
reached
Okay.
out. They didn't have any music at the time. I had music at the time out. I was trying to, get my music, get my song out there. You know what I mean? And so, email after email, and it went on dead ears, DMing like like the executive producer for the Terrell show, and it got to a point where I was like cursing motherfuckers out in in emails, like, you know what, fuck y'all, like, how dare you? You get what I'm saying? And I was upset because I felt like what I accomplished didn't matter because I didn't look like what people wanted a celebrity to look like. Because I am a little. Give me 1 second. Hey, I'm back. Ooh.
Okay. Awesome.
So I didn't look like what people wanted a celebrity to look like. I am a thicker guy. Um, I am a little awkward. Shout out to Issa Rae. Okay, she's an awkward black girl. I'm an awkward black boy. Um, and it's one of those things where I felt like people were basing things off of stuff like that versus the talent, and it had me really in a dark place, to be honest with you, because I
Yeah.
felt I felt like me being on American Idol didn't matter. I felt like my voice didn't matter. I felt like I I didn't matter. You know what I mean? And it was
Yeah.
just like, damn, like it was just heartbreaking. Um, and no shade to Terrell and his, because maybe they never saw the email. You just never know
Yeah.
the
That could
circumstances
quite
of
possibly
that.
be it. Yeah.
Say that again.
I said that could quite possibly be it, or maybe just fell through the cracks.
Right, right. And I kind of felt bad for in retrospect, because this was a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
But in retrospect, like I felt bad for doing it, to be honest with you, because it was just like, you don't know what the fuck this man got going on. You don't know, this man probably get bombarded with emails about people coming on his show, and here you go getting in your feelings about something you don't know what the other person's perspective is. So I had to
Yeah.
really like check myself and humble myself. And I think once I did that, I feel like that's when more doors start opening for me. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
I'm not above approach either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it seemed like you got at kind of like the aspect of, you know, what the look is like rather than, the talent of it all. And do you think that, like, what is your take on that? I know a lot of people spoke to the fact that they feel like they have, the talent, or maybe not the look, or the look that is quote unquote approachable, to society. Um, how did you come out of the other side of that? How did you navigate? How do you navigate that as an artist?
People like Lizzo. I think
Okay,
what
yeah,
why people hate
representation.
Lizzo so much is because she's so unapologetic about what she does and how she do it.
Yes.
And I feel like I'm grateful for Lizzo, the artist and the musician, because of that. Um,
Yeah.
and I'm in the industry where sex sells, and
Yeah.
unfortunately, I'm not gonna say big people aren't sexy,
Because
or
they
bigger
are.
people
Because they
can't be
are.
sexy, but I will say that in that industry, it just doesn't translate for some reason. And it's just like, honey, I pop this pussy better than the next bitch. So I don't know how you not turned on about this.
Okay.
Okay.
Right. Right.
And so it's one of those things where it's just like I think that's what it is. But it goes back to the downfall of celebrity culture. Shit is changing. People want to see real people. People want to hear real
Yeah, they
stories and
do.
music. Now, I did write Zone In for a female artist, but that doesn't mean that the storyline wasn't coming from a place that was in me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think it's just one of those things.
Yeah. No, that's no. I completely understand what you're saying. It's there's all these doors and barriers being broken down that we've seen over the last 5-6 years. The Lizzo's, Lil Nas X's, all these different things. You know, I feel like a lot of counterculture is moving towards, or what people would consider to be counterculture, as far as like looks and sonics and all that. I think a lot of those things are. I think people are becoming more interested in stuff like that. So for you,
Right.
following American Idol, clearly, I mean, you've put out several singles, dating back to 2018. You've built yourself a rapport, like, in the industry and stuff like that. So for you, what is next, as far as, are you looking to release a full-length album project? Like, talk us through that.
So I have a project. We're like literally like I'm just really waiting for my hair to grow out because I'm trying to do something different with my hair.
Okay,
And really
whatever.
because I'm really because my name is Emmanuel Zador. A lot of people think that the whole JZidor, like my full name is Emmanuel JZidor. So I'm really trying to really find who JZidor is
Yeah.
outside of me. JZidor is my Sasha Fierce. Like it really is that
Okay.
kind of
Yes.
duality. And I can't wait for the world to really see him on the cover of my EP. And we have the songs done. We're just in the mixing and mastering process. I have a couple of remixes with a couple of
Okay.
LGBT rappers that I'm really, really excited about.
Yes.
And shout out to Rico and JB and how y'all doing. And I'm just really, really excited about stepping into this like fully. I can't wait to get more shows um
Yes.
done and out and perform more. You know what? Because I'm good at manifesting. I manifested American Idol. I'm going to manifest this. I'm going to be at performing at Somebody Pride this year, 2025. I've been trying to like
Okay.
even with stuff like that. Like I've been reaching out for Pride for like the last 10 years. I've never done Pride. And I really feel like because this is the beginning and like I said, I'm with Gay Magazine, so I ain't going nowhere else but up. I mean, hello. So I just kind of feel like the next approach is to lock in with
Yeah.
Pride and lock in with my community because my community. I mean, American Idol is a great thing, but American Idol still was 10 years ago. You feel me?
Yeah.
So it's one of those things where it's like I got to get back on the ground. I got to get back, active and letting my community know that I'm here. I ain't go nowhere, and I got music out there. I think the biggest issue that I faced within the last 2 years really was staying relevant. I'm not really that big on social media. I'm to be honest with you. I'm an awkward black boy. Like I don't know
You
what to
gotta
do
show
on
them, friend. You gotta get on
TikTok.
that on the medias. They needing
I know,
you.
but I be feeling like my life be so boring. Like, child,
You
I'll be making.
know.
I'm just at this job making $100,000 a year. I don't know what else to do.
Okay, look, you getting paid. You're paid. You're getting paid, and you're fun. I personally say get your butt on social media and give them all this.
I am. I'm definitely working on it. 2025. Because I really want to be
Yes.
more active, and I really want people to like. I know that's the way. You know what I mean. But I also want people to realize, regardless if I'm more active on social media or not, music still speaks.
Yes.
And I really want
Absolutely.
people to know that the music is here. Like I want you guys, I want the music, I want my personality to gravitate you, but I want the music to lock you guys in. And once you hear
Yes.
zoned in, and also I want to say this while I got time with you. The remix to Zone In is finished and it'll be out.
More remix.
Yes, very, very soon. So we're gonna try to get that on. A matter of fact, I should DM it to you so you can get a little
Yeah.
preview of it. But I'm really, really excited, and I can't wait. It's giving very Mardi Gras, very Jerry Deeds.
Oh.
You know what I mean? So I'm very, very happy about that.
Yes, yes, yes. So as far as this project goes overall, what can, our listeners expect from you sonically? Are you going, I come through your music, you have so many different types of sonics. I've heard you getting your little, a little bit of a rap on. I've heard you sing. Heard you get just R&B. I'm like, what is this project? What do you want to encompass in this project?
I really think it's a melting pot. I think it's the melting pot for what's to come when I start dropping more projects, more albums. I it gives a little piece of my discography that's already out. There is some rap on it. There is some reggae. There's definitely some R&B because I love to sing. So it's all of the
Yes.
mix. And I'm really really excited about it because when I do venture out to doing albums and doing more stuff, I really want I really want to conquer all genres. Like, shout out to my girl Beyonce. Like, my girl was saying no 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 in '97, and now she calling herself Cowboy Carter in 2024.
Right.
So that's what I
It's
want to reflect.
exactly.
But yeah.
That's incredible. That's incredible. No, I mean, you know, a lot of these genres we started ourselves, so it's good to go. It's good to tap into all those
Clock
genres.
that
We
T.
don't necessarily get the credit we
Clock
deserve,
that
but
T. Okay.
so for you,
Because
you
CMAs,
know,
CMAs, everybody at the CMAs, I'm coming for y'all motherfucking necks. Okay? Because y'all would not
okay,
disrespect Beyonce Carter knows. Beyonce knows Carter. However it goes. Y'all not going to be disrespecting her. Okay? But yeah.
yes. So for outside of you're building on this career that you've already started. Again, American Idol, that is a staple in American pop culture. You've done something so prolific. That was that you probably don't even know. You probably somebody felt represented out there for you, and maybe you didn't know that or see that or whatever. For next, what in the industry, what's for you, what would you like to conquer next? Like, once you get this music rolling, what are some I'd love to hear a dream collab. What's a dream talk show you want to go on? Like, what else are you manifesting?
A dream talk show. I would love to be on like all the talk shows that are out right now, but my dream talk show would be Wendy Williams' show. But unfortunately, our girl,
Oh,
she's sitting down right now. But that would have been a
yes.
dream like situation. Dream collaborations. I'm gonna put this out there. I have a song with Beyonce. It's not on my hard drive nowhere. It's all up here. But me and Beyonce have a
Okay.
song together. I would actually love to work with every Destiny's Child member because you have to realize when I wanted to get in this industry, it was because of Destiny's Child. So
Yeah.
I would love to work with every member if that's writing a song, doing a performance, something of some sort. For me, I would love to be that person that brings back award shows. Like, how like we look at Beyonce and we find out that Beyonce is going to perform at the BET Awards. And it's like, oh my
Right.
God, Beyonce's at the
You're
BET
excited. Oh
Awards.
my God. Yes.
So I really want to be that artist. I want I really want to have that impact like a Rihanna does. Like Rihanna just feels so relatable, and I really want people to know, like I'm only a click away. Okay, you know what I mean. I'm with you.
Right.
So it's one of those things. I really want to. Um, I feel like there has been artists to break down the wall for gay, well, break down the door for gay artists. I want to be the person that breaks down the wall for gay artists
Okay. Come
because
on, Wall.
you know what
Amen.
I mean. So it's just one of those things where I
Yeah.
don't know exactly where I'm going to be in the next 5 or 10 years. But that doesn't matter because when you stay focused on the present, your future will always be bright.
Period. What is one song that you sing that you feel like you're your best singing at? Do you have a little something for us on that?
Um, every night I rush
Or whatever
to
you or
my bed with hopes that maybe I'll get a chance to see you when I close my eyes. I'm going out of my head. I'm lost in a fairy tale. Can you hold my hand and be my guide? Clouds filled with stars cover your skies. And I hope it rain. You're the perfect lullaby. This could be a sweet dream or a beautiful nightmare. Either way, I wanna wake up from your sweet dream or a beautiful nightmare. Somebody pin me. Your love's too good to be true.
Oh, come on.
I be
Come
trying.
on.
I do a little ooh, a little ah.
No, you don't
Shout
be
out to MC
trying.
White
You be
Dream Girl.
succeeding. No,
Huh?
that was absolutely incredible. No, that
Thank
no,
you.
you absolutely knocked that out of the park. You
Thank
absolutely
you.
knocked that out of the park. Um, for you, or going back. So you spent, this portion of your life, you know, in and out of, the different shelters as you spoke earlier. There's a younger version of you, and then there's you now. For you, what piece of advice would you give that younger version of yourself? What would you tell that? What would you tell that young version of you? Now that you've where you are now. Now that we see where you are now.
Mm. I would tell the younger version of myself to. I know this gonna sound so cliche, but it's the truth. Like, you really
Mhm.
gotta believe in yourself, bitch. Like, believe in yourself,
Okay.
ho. Like, I really think that was my biggest issue. Like, even when it came to like dating, and like, I've only had like one part. Like, I've only been in one relationship. I've had several partners, but I've only been in one relationship in my life because I just kind of felt like, oh well, what's the like, child? Listen, being in your 20s and living in Atlanta 10 years ago would have fucked with your confidence. Okay, but I digress. But it was just one of those things where I just didn't feel worthy enough. Like, I really did not feel like worthy, and I feel like even when I was on American Idol, I had a little bit of imposter syndrome because I
Yeah.
didn't feel worthy, and I would not only tell my younger self as a kid, but I would tell myself in my 20s, like, bitch, you is that bitch. Like you in the words of Beyonce, you are that girl. Like, have you on that girl.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And I
Okay.
really wish
Right.
I would have been I really wish I would have believed that more about myself. And I think I would have been in a more confident space, a better space about myself, a more mental health space,
Right.
because it all starts with self validation. And I think I was at a point in time was looking for a lot of external stuff when I really should have been looking in the mirror and like, you that bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Yes,
think I should have did that.
absolutely. Yeah, no, I completely hear you. No, I'm taking some of that and putting that up here from you. Okay, I
Listen,
live for that.
listen, and you really gotta believe that. And I think that's what a lot of people kind of suffer with, especially in our community, because a lot of us get kicked out when we're teenagers. A lot of us get, and a lot of us realty. A lot of us put on caricatures just so we can stay in those circles, so we don't feel alone. But sometimes you need to
Right,
be exiled for the community so you can find who the hell you are, because you don't want to be somebody else. You don't want people to like you for being
right.
something that you aren't. And I had to realize that because,
Hmm.
as gays, especially gay black men, we can be. I feel like I was a little bit more femme. I'm still very much so cunt. Let's not get it twisted. But I think I put a little bit more on it because I'm a gay guy, and this is how gay guys supposed to act. And oh my god, like da 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 da. And that really wasn't 100% me, even though I still love that version of me because I love all facets of me. But I really wish I would have believed in myself, and really wish I would have had self validation.
Yes, yes. What's coming up for you within this new year? Like, what can you tell our viewers and readers about what's coming? Fill us on in.
So we're getting shows situated right now because I'm so ready to get on stage and like perform for people. Like, I miss
Yes,
singing in front of a big crowd of people. I am aggressively going to tackle Pride. I really want to be a part of Pride this year. I went to Pride last year, and to see Saucy Santana on that stage, fucking killing it, being
Yeah.
unapologetically himself, was so inspiring. I was actually like, I was telling my friend, "Child, I don't want to go to Pride because I'm gonna be all depressed and shit. Like I ain't da 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 da." And when I went there and to like feel Saucy, Saucy does this thing where like he stumps the ground and he like stumps it
Oh,
a
I
few
know it.
times.
Yes.
And that was so like exhilarating for me. And it was just like, yes, bitch, yes.
Yeah.
So I
There's
would like,
power
you
in the
know, I would
stomp.
love to make somebody else in that audience feel like he made me feel. And so aggressively attacking Pride this year, doing my own shows. I Something that's in the recent not recent, but I guess not recent. What's the word? Something in the upcoming future, right, like right around the corner, I would say, is the remix to Zoned In, which I'm so excited about, y'all, because I always wanted something that could make motherfuckers pop that pussy. And I really got
Yes.
that pop that pussy song. And I'm just so excited about it because I've been driving to work in the morning and I've been blasting it. Mind you, I gotta be work at 7 a.m. So I'm blasting it like at 6:35. And it just gets my energy up there. And I'm just like, I've been telling myself, if I'm feeling this way about this song, I know the rest of the world is gonna feel this way about this song. So be be on the lookout for the Zoned In remakes. And if you haven't streamed Zoned In yet, please stream Zoned In. You guys are not going to be disappointed. And we the EP is coming out next year. We don't have a date for it yet because you know how that goes. And but
You have a
the music
title?
is
Is there an
coming,
EP title?
and I'm just so excited for you guys to like experience everything. And I want to say thank you, Gay Magazine, because like I said earlier, a lot of I've reached out to a lot of people, and I would hear nothing back. And I heard something back from you guys, and it made me feel
Of
seen.
course.
And I just want to
Yeah.
thank you guys because even though that was a couple of years ago, we've elevated and now we're doing interviews and hopefully we can do some in person stuff. And I just want to
Yeah.
thank you guys for just just being real about y'all shit because a lot of people say they support gays and all this other stuff, but they really don't. You guys are keeping it real, and I just appreciate that so much. So shout out to Gay Magazine. We love you, and well, I love you,
Love
not we,
you.
but you know what I mean. I'm
Yeah.
just really like you got me lit, so I'm talking in third person and shit. However, I digress. But yeah, we love Gay Magazine. We love Gay Magazine.
Yes, we love you and appreciate you. And of course, we're gonna stay tapped in and tune in with everything you're doing and going to do. Thank you so much for your
Thank
time.
you.
Thank you so much for first of all, thank you for sharing those vocals because I feel like those are vocals people should be going to pay to go see personally
I
because
mean,
you can say.
okay, okay,
But
we
again, thank you so much, and again, we appreciate you so much. So this is where we can sign it on off, child.
mm-hmm. Thank you guys so much. Peace.
Yes, of course.